That's right, buddy. There's wind vortexes too. Look at how fast that current is going.
How fast do you think that is?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't even want to wager a guess.
Faster than a car going 20 miles per hour?
I don't know. I mean, that's fast.
That's
10 knots maybe? Nah, it wouldn't be that fast. Maybe. I don't think 10 knots. I should know. Ex-Coast Guard guy here. That's insane. How you doing? John Bonham here, Cape Cod Wetshaving. Alright, 2 weeks since my last video. I got about 5 hours of sleep last night. So I went, well, maybe more. Went to bed at 2 in the morning. Got up at 7:30. Yeah, whatever that is. So, and here it is. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning now. So I've been plowing along. So if I seem out of it, I'm a little sleepy. But it is what it is. 2 weeks since my last video. It's been a whirlwind. I do still owe you a history shave, Carlos. I haven't forgotten. I've actually started writing it. But I did wanted to squeeze in a video because it's been such a long time. So it's not going to be a history shave today. That's all right. But I'll get into what's been going on here in a minute. Coffee of the day. Since I drove Jessica to a doctor's appointment this morning, that's why I was up so early. Dunkin' Donuts midnight, I think is what it's called. Very dark roast, and I like it a lot. It's very nice. All right. Soap I will be using today. I decided to go with something I haven't used in a while or on camera at all. So I'm going to be doing Ladies Man from Hendrix Classics Co. Really good scent. It's a cologne scent. Not a huge fan of cologne scents. I don't mind them every now and then. I don't outwardly seek them out only, you know, that kind of thing. But again, don't mind that I'm not knocking anyone who likes cologne. But it's going to be the Matching Splash and the balm. And for my pre-shave, I'm going to be using the Subtle Art Soap pre-shave soap bar. I've really gotten into using this. I like it. Decided to say what the hell. And I'm going to use my Wilkinson Sword boar brush today. Haven't used that in ages. And I'm very excited to use this razor. This is my latest procurement from Cobble Hill Farm, from John and Stacy at Cobble Hill Farm. How are you doing, guys? This is a beautiful razor, man. Look at this thing. Stained maple, I think he said it was. It's stained wood. I believe it's maple. But just how the staining came in. Really cool. It's a beautiful. He makes really beautiful razors. I want to get one of his pens too. So let me go ahead and pre-shave. So 2 weeks. 2 weeks till the baby's due. May 5th. It's unscented, but it does have a scent to it. I like it. So FYI, when I use this stuff, I do have a wet face. I have some stubble. But I take my bowl of water. I just dip it in. For those who don't use a bar soap for pre-shave. This is just my preference too, by the way. This is not me saying, hey, this is what you have to do. And then I just do this. So things are picking up. And so the kids have been home for spring break all week. That's part of the reason I haven't really done a video. I haven't had time. I could have made time, and a couple times I did plan on it. And just by the end of the day, I was so damn tired. And just wanted to do stuff and, you know, watch TV together and spend some time together. And I'm not going to say no to that. So then I've had some lives I've been doing. I stood in for Nick at Nicky Shaves. How you doing, Nick? For the Shave Amigos. Hello, guys. Carlos and Sully. And I'm so flattered that you guys asked me to do it, because there's so many people y'all know that you could ask, and you've returned to me to ask me 2 or 3 times now. So that means the world to me. I want you to know that. Thank you. Last one I did, I met Josh, aka Red Beer Shaves. How are you, Josh? Never talked to that guy ever. We were aware of one another, obviously. Smaller community, at least on Instagram. But we've never spoken. So after the live, we ended up chatting, and we have quite a lot in common. As from life to outlook on, you know, wet shaving and the gear and all that stuff and preference. So he's a really good dude. Been good, cool getting to know you, Josh. So then I did a live with Caleb from Aylesworth Razors. Let me get to lather. First one I'm going to say is I'm very flattered, because there's a few people lining up that want to do a live with me before the baby comes. Speaking of which, Tobin, I still owe you one, man. Tobin and I were going to do one. It didn't pan out. Austin ended up going on Razor Company Live to promote his brand, and we had scheduled ours for a time that would cut right into that, and I didn't want to do that, so we ended up rescheduling for a couple days later, and it ended up not happening. I think Tobin had some stuff end up coming up. It's just the way life is. It's annoying, but it is what it is, you know. Damn, that lathered right up, didn't it? Wow, look at that. Oh, real quick, scent notes. I did write them down. I had the presence of mind. Ozone aquatic, fresh, spicy, green, musk, herbs, fresh wood, citrus. It's a little vague on purpose. The description says from Peter, or not Peter, oh my gosh. Yeah, Pete Hendrix. For a second, I thought I was confusing him with Pete from Ariana and Evans. Peter purposely was vague about it. He said if you could compare it to any fragrance, you want to compare it to something. How can I put this? If someone yelled Marco, you would yell this back. Aquatic. You get my drift? So. But this is a pretty good scent. I like it. I always say I think a fragrance is underrated, but that's only because I haven't seen other people use it. Doesn't mean it is. Or people skipped over it. I haven't really seen a lot of people use this. Not lately anyways. So, good scent. I like it. Lathered right up. That's crazy how quickly that lathered up. Took me like 2 seconds. So where was I? Sorry, I'm all over the road here. So Tobin, I still owe you a live, but Caleb at Aylesworth Razors, he's an older buddy of mine on here. He was just like, you know, you got the baby coming, you want to do a live? I said, sure. So I've had some people that want to do a live with me, a couple of them, because the baby's coming. So the time, you know, my time will be invested in that and not into wet shaving as much. So thank you guys. It's been very flattering, very cool. It was a nice shave with Caleb. We just did it to do it. We didn't have like anything to plug or a topic to discuss. We decided to shave. Two buddies shaving, you know. And I haven't done that in a long time, and it was nice. So I have another shave I'm going to be doing with Josh, Red Beer Shaves. That's coming up. I'm not sure when, but I plan on it. And John at Hook and Lather Shaving. How you doing, John? Just off the cuff, he was like, you want to do a live? I'm like, yeah, I would love to. So between kids for spring break, appointments with Jessica, because it's getting so close, she has like 2 appointments a week. Oh, and I'm doing a perma-sharp blade in this, by the way. I didn't mention that. Between all that, it's just I haven't had the time. And I was going to try to make this a speedy video, but you know what, the hell with it. People can watch it if they want to watch it. If not, that's fine. I'm just doing this really for my own sanity. Because one thing I always tell people is how therapeutic these videos are for me. And they really are. Because it's been, I mean, it's getting there, man. I'm getting nervous. And I'm not even the one going through the damn birth. And Jess has been doing good. Last measurement of the baby. Oh God, what was it? Almost 9 pounds. Over 9 pounds. I think. No, I'm sorry. Almost 9 pounds. They're estimating by the birth date Baby will be over 9 pounds, is what it is. He's a big boy. Won't tell you the name yet. Let me get some in the mustache. Get into the roots of my facial hair. This is skin food. And I'll get to shaving. 10 minutes in, I haven't even shaved yet. That's okay. It's probably only going to be 2 passes anyways. So, look at that lather. Man, this is good stuff. Alright. So, look out for the lives. Carlos sent me a set specifically for a history shave. So again, Carlos, I have not forgotten, buddy. Shave on Gents. Really good dude. He had some trouble with his Instagram account. Instagram being a bunch of douchies. But luckily he got all that worked out. Just good to see him back. So Jess will have maternity leave. She's going to have it for like 4 months. So I do have some stuff planned. Because this is her 4th C-section. She's having a C-section. So I probably will not be around much for a couple of weeks after the baby's born. Aside from the baby, Jess will be too sore. So I'll be, the kids will be in school. She will be laid up, and then the baby will be waking up at night. So I am going to be around. I'm not going to go away completely, but it's, whether I want it to or not, it's going to slow down, obviously, because of what's going on. But I'm excited. I remember once, my friend Harrison, he's the only guy from high school I still talk to. He's my best friend. Longest and best friend. I have one other person that I consider my best friend. Won't put him on the spot, but you know who you are. But Harrison's my oldest friend. And I remember when my first son was born, I told him I wouldn't mind having 5 kids, and he was like, "You're out of your ever-loving mind." He's like, "Knowing you, you'll probably get to 2 and call it." And I was like, "Yeah, maybe. Who knows, man?" Well, this is number 4. And God willing, maybe we'll have a 5th. I wouldn't mind a 5th if Jess doesn't. I love kids, always have. I knew by the time I was 15 or 16 I wanted kids. In fact, the name Aiden I picked out when I was 16 years old. When I was 16, I would have been 1998. And his name is spelled A-D-E-N. I did not know that there is a town and a Gulf of Aden over in the Middle East. But whatever, spelled the same way. But he's the only one that he knows of that spells his name that way, and he loves it. So as long as he's happy, I'm happy, So, life's good, man. It really is. The shave community, I mean, I haven't really gone off on anything about it. Just with stuff going on. I swore I wouldn't come on here and talk about it, and I'm going to stick to that. But all I'm really going to say about it is, it's just a shame, And I'll leave it at that. But I will say, the only reason I even bothered saying that was just I was going to mention the people I've met on here are just such good people. And we can go and we can talk about whatever. We can do GoFundMes. We can, PIFs. got a piff on its way to me right now. For no reason other than I said, oh, I've never tried that, or I'd be interested. And they don't want to be mentioned, so I'm not going to mention them. You know who you are. And it happens so often that I immediately go, hey, don't worry about it. You know, if you want to recommend it, in this particular case, I was like, please don't, just let me know. I'll go buy it. If you think I should try it, you know, that's good enough for me. I'll go buy it. And he said, no, dude, it's literally sitting there collecting dust. I'd rather get used. I said, okay, well, you want me to pay for the shipping? He said, no. All right. That's how it is. And I'm way behind on that, dude. I haven't, you know, done a piff or anything in a while. And I need to do that, pay it forward. But I am coming up on 2,000 followers, so I think I'm going to do like some kind of giveaway. I think I'm going to pick like my 5 favorite vendors and do a gift card from each one. Something like that. I don't know, not to get ahead of myself. But I love everyone. I like everyone, unless you give me a reason not to. And even then it's hard, because I'm very much a not forget, but a forgive and move on type of person. So even if you do something wrong, I just like, well, you know, no one's perfect. So, you know, it is what it is. But thank you, everyone, for, you know, taking the time to get to know me, being kind, being a friend. You know, it's really cool. In these videos, I don't have a huge subscriber count, excuse me. Last I checked, it's like 260. And I look at these other guys who have like, you know, 4,000, 2,000. And a little part of me gets envious. But then I put out a video, and I'll be damned if most of those 200 people watch it and take the time to comment on it. And it puts a smile on my face every single time. Because now it's so often and so prevalent with the same people that I'll sit there and upload it, and I'll be looking at my phone like, refresh. Joe. Thanks, buddy. Refresh. Bradley. Hey, you know, it's funny. Just to see what y'all say or think. So I almost said the name of the baby. I'm not going to do that. I'll save that for when he's born. My daughter Abigail, our youngest, she picked the middle name. And she's such a sassy little girl. Good, rightfully so. And when I say sassy, that sounds bad. I mean, she's very headstrong, very my way or the highway. She has 2 older brothers that have taught her to fend for herself, and I hope she stays that way, man. I want that girl throwing a punch, not a slap, when she's older, you know what I mean? Look out for herself. But she was very miffed. She said, how about Noah for the first name? Whoop. Oh, there it is. Middle name's Noah. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, what the hell? She said, how about Noah for the first name? And we said, no, we'll do Noah for the middle name. And instead of us thinking we placated her, she was like, that's unacceptable to me. And I still want it to be the name. But we went to Cape Cod Canal yesterday. There's a path that walks along the whole canal. You go underneath all the bridges. You start right near the railroad bridge. There's 3 bridges. There's a railroad bridge and 2 of the bridges that bring you on and off the Cape. That's the only way on and off. There's the Bourne Bridge and the Sagamore. The railroad bridge is a trash bridge where they'll take trash off the Cape, freight, and then from May to September, May to September, I'm pretty sure, if not October. There's a passenger train that'll shuttle people from the Cape to Boston and Boston to the Cape. And it's a lift bridge. And the span of this lift bridge, in fact, I'm going to put a video before for the intro. And I always think of this well into the video. There's a video I took while we were there yesterday, but the span of the railroad bridge is 2,200 tons. And on either side of the bridge are these counterweights, 1,100 tons each. And they're big enough that you could have 2 floors. You could live in it and have 2 floors. Solid blocks of just pure weight. It's amazing. And the bridge was built in 1928. 1926 or 28. I almost said 23. It was almost 100 years ago. This thing was built. It's really neat. So, all right, let me just skin food one more time. I won't bother doing a crazy lather. I just want to coat my face. But the current of that canal is insane, as you saw in that video in the beginning. And I have no idea how many knots it was going. I was always bad at that, even when I was in the Coast Guard, because it's always faster than you think it is, especially underwater, the riptides and stuff. But you could see like eddies. Like close to shore, the water would be going this way, but yet out in the middle of the canal, you could see it going that way. And that means there was a huge eddy of water that was coming back, just circulating. Scary, but man, is it impressive. Just the power of water. So, all right, let me rinse this off. I shall return. BRB. All right, this stuff's good. I like it a lot. I used it really when it came out. I think it's the last time I used it. It's good stuff. It's not horribly overwhelming. Actually, I take that back. That sounded mean. Because I also defend people who say defend scents that are really strong, because in my opinion, if you want to smell like the thing, that's why you buy it. And if you pay all the money for it and then use it and it goes away quick, kind of defeats the purpose in my opinion. So it's not headache inducing, I'll say that. But sorry for the long video, and I'm not even talking about history. I did a little bit with the bridge, so there we go. But the Bourne and Sagamore bridges were built in 1933. At least Bourne was. Maybe Sagamore was 35. But the first time I ever even came close to visiting Cape Cod was in the Coast Guard. We would actually sail along the canal. So I sailed under all those bridges years before I even knew I would live on the Cape, let alone drive over them. And that was on our way to New York City. We would go through the canal in the middle of the night, about 1:32 in the morning. And then we would go through the canal. How'd it go? Buzzards Bay, into the canal, and then we would go under, and then we would go through Long Island Sound, above Long Island, and then down into New York City. So, and that's why I was able to see the Statue of Liberty for the first time in my life at night. Drop an anchor at Anchorage Alpha is what it's called, right in front of the Statue of Liberty, is Anchorage Alpha. And you can only use it if you're an official, like cops or military. I'll never forget that. Anywho, so again, thank you everyone. You guys are awesome. It means the world to me that y'all want to do the lives and all that stuff. I've been wanting to do them more. Very liquidy balm, by the way. That's why it's in a container. And a little goes a long way with this stuff, just so you know. Really good stuff, though. Peter makes some wonderful product. Oh, and thank you for everyone who, especially you, Josh, who has watched the interview I did with Ben, the soap thing, his podcast that he does. We talked about, are there too many artisans? If you want to go to his YouTube channel and watch the episode, I between you and me, I actually talked to him earlier this morning, afternoon for him, but I think I was in the waiting room with Jessica, and I was messaging him. Yes, I was. She had gone in, and I was waiting on her. I just was like, hey, people liked it. They seem to really like it. And he goes, well, yeah, why wouldn't they? You didn't think they would? And I said, hey, that's not a crack at your content. I just thought I was sitting there like a doofus, because I was visibly nervous in the beginning of it. I always am with these. The one I did was shave line. I was nervous as can be. Like the last 10 minutes, I finally loosened up, but he said, you're hard on yourself. I said, yeah, I know. It's just the way I am. But long story short, I saw a lot of comments. A lot of people said some cool stuff. Thank you. Aaron, Double A Shaves, all you guys. I was scanning through, like, did anyone say that mustache guy's a bumbling buffoon? Like, no, not so far. All right, that's good then. Ben's a good dude. How you doing, Ben, by the way? Thank you for that opportunity, man. Really cool guy. Very opinionated. Very articulate in his opinions. Whether I agree with him or not, I love being able to disagree with someone or have them disagree with me, and I leave the conversation smiling. That seems to be harder and harder to find these days, but that's why I'm, aside from the fact that he's a good dude, that's why I like shooting the breeze with him. So, thanks guys. All right, about 30-minute mark, that's okay. I'll take an extra second, I'll start cleaning up. So what else? I know I'm going to forget something. We had a fire last night. We had s'mores. That was fun. People are going to be watching this like, who cares? Trying to squeeze in stuff before it gets crazy. I have a bathroom I'm going to be redoing, putting in a new vanity, new toilet, painting. I have a dumpster I'm going to be getting. All of this was really, I was hoping to be done with it before the baby came. Wound up not working that way, but Jessica home for 4 months. In the words of Larry the Cable Guy, I will be getting her done. Get her done is what he says, but you know what I mean. I think that's about it. So I'm probably going to be I'm going to try to squeeze out a history shave next week. That's my plan. Tuesday or Thursday, I'll probably do a hook and lather shaving, maybe next Thursday, maybe. If not, the week after. Oh my gosh, that's a good set. Josh and I will be doing one. I think we're going to be using the McDuffs together. He's getting his first McDuff sets. I just talked to him today as well. So he had said, how about first time I use McDuffs, we do a live together. I'm like, any chance to use McDuffs? Works for me. So we're doing that. Tobin and I got to reschedule one. And then I think Phil from Bricktown I need to reach out to, because he and I have been talking about doing a live for a while. He's a busy bee as well. Phil over there. How you doing, Phil? Wouldn't mind trying to do one with Joe too at Soda Art. How you doing, Joe? We'll see. Well, thank you everyone if you watch this whole thing. This is really why I started, aside from me loving history, this is why I started doing the history shaves, was because I just have a tendency to ramble and talk about stuff. And if you're watching a shave video for 30 minutes, you probably don't want to hear about the life and habits of a guy that no one knows. So, thank you. Yeah, I think that's about it. Really appreciate it. You know, I will be doing more history shaves. It's just been hectic. It's busy and I'm losing sleep, and that's not supposed to happen till the baby, I thought, but it's the way it's been. Didn't help that I stayed up till 2 o'clock last night with my oldest son and my nephew, and they're both 16, and we watched The Long Kiss Goodnight classic. I haven't seen that movie in years. Really good one. So, here's what it is. All right. Thank you, everyone. If you want, because I love John to death, he's an ex-coastie as well, by the way. He's a veteran. If you want to go check out his stuff, he does brushes. I've featured him on here a few times. But he does brushes, he does pens, razors. I think he has some kitchen utensils and stuff, like salt and pepper shakers, stuff like that. He's a woodworker. He does really interesting stuff, but he's an awesome guy. You're not going to break the bank with these either. $55 for this razor, which is, I think, more than generous. So I had the largest silver tip brush I have was from him, and it's a spalted maple brush, and I get nothing but compliments from it anytime I feature it or show it to people. So he does really good work. He's well worth a look. Oh, and they make shave soaps as well, and bar soaps. Speaking of which, thank you again, John and Stacy. The soaps are amazing. Really appreciate it. And Jess loves that body milk. Should have brought that in here to feature that as well. And the soap. Anyway, go check them out, please. And then Joe's pre-shave soap bar. Good for the shower too. But I really do like it for the pre-shave. It's really nice. So, all right, that'll do it. Enough rambling. Thank you for tuning in. History shave next, I promise. And I have a specific set I'm going to use for that specific topic that was chosen by Carlos at Shave On Gents. Till then, take care of one another. Happy belated Easter. Yeah, I didn't do a video for Easter, did I? I did a shave of the day. I did shave. And enjoy spring. Have fun. Be safe. Take care. Till next time.